Good evening. So I'm just making my way down to Roche Abbey. I'm hopefully going to make a non-spooky feature because I don't believe Roche Abbey's particularly spooky. I mean, it's just starting to get dark now, but I've never found it to be a really scary or unnerving place. So I'm going to hopefully try and concentrate on the communication aspect of it. So if I do get anything, I will let you know. Right, so I'm just approaching I think it would have been like what they call a gatehouse or reception, a warming house, where they would have met people from the local community. I think this gatehouse is where they used to feed the poor and the homeless. But if I'm wrong, please tell me. So I think I'm going to set up in here for a little bit, see if I can get anything. So I'm going to set up in a moment, but I don't know if you can hear it. You can still hear the birds. You can hear the waterfall. And at the moment it's really peaceful. Right, so to start with, I think I'm going to put the K2 in the doorway. Just use it to the stairs. I've had some activity here before, some reactions. If you're here, or if anybody's here, could you touch the green light in the doorway, please? Am I okay to be here? Come forward, you spoke to me before. Is this where people would... Is this where the monks would have fed the poor? Is this an old gatehouse? Are you allowed to talk to me? If so, could you move towards the green light and try and affect it? Come talk to me. My name's Andy. I'm just going to move a little bit closer. Come forward. If you can do that, look. That's all it does. If you could do that. Come forward, just a light on it. You've done it before. You do it again, please. Come forward. If you stood on the steps, come down and touch the light. Have I spoken to you before? I'm hoping to come away with some proof tonight, some evidence. There is something else. Could you help me achieve that, please? Go and touch the green light in the little box. I know it seems like a game. Come forward. Right, what I'm going to do is set some audio up. I'm not going to be loud tonight. It's just me rattling. I do apologise. Roche Abbey gatehouse. Come forward and talk to me. Right, so I'll just show you. I've got K2 on the ledge, and I've got the audio There's a little recess on the wall. Come forward and make contact, please. We've done it before. I don't mean any disrespect. I'm going to sit around making that too loud because it does get a bit annoying. Right, so if you're here, if you're the monk that I spoke to last time, could you come forward again, touch the green light next to me? Come and stand next to me. I just simply want to talk to you, is that okay? See people, fellow groups and individuals try and make this out to be a spooky place, but I don't think it is. This would have been a place of worship and peace. Right, so while it's still quite light, I'm just going to take you for a quick wander down here through the abbey. As I say, rabbits, beautiful. I went quick enough, but there's lots of rabbits here. Yeah, as I was saying, I don't think paranormal features always have to be spooky and dark and scary. So I'm hoping to come away tonight with at least some evidence of communication rather than, a spooky tunnel or a, ghostly figure. It would be nice to get a ghostly figure, but and there has been lots of documented cases of ghostly monks, but I don't find it scary, to be honest. Not at the moment anyway, because it's still light. So that's the abbey and the grounds. Oops. And the gatehouse. So if there's anybody looking out the windows, they must think I'm crazy. So the monks are said to be buried in what they call the nave. I think I'm pronouncing it right. Just listening to that, it sounds beautiful. No ghostly voices as yet, but it's still peaceful, it's still lovely. Yeah, so ghostly monks have been spotted, or claimed to have been spotted, on these grounds by paranormal groups. But I've actually got it on very good authority from somebody I can trust that she had her wedding photos taken down here, and when they had them developed, in the old days when they didn't have instant cameras, like I've got filming now, when the photos came back, in between herself and her then husband was a dark figure, a ghostly figure. I've yet to see the image, but I'm quite intrigued. And she's not very well at the moment, so if you are watching Sue, I hope you get well soon, and I hope you're going to show me the ghostly picture one day, because I'd love to see it. Right, I'm going to set up some audio. I'm not going to have too much because it's a shame to, to disturb the peace. Right, because it's so peaceful and nice, I'm not going to have the noisy box on, I don't think. So, it's got to be natural audio. Natural audio, Roche Abbey grounds. So I'll stick my dictaphone down there. That's just me rattling. Just so I can see it. Right, I'm going to stand right back. I'm not crowded. Could you touch the green light on the floor for me, please? Can you see it? Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Brilliant. Are you talking at the moment? Fantastic. Wow. Okay. Brilliant. Okay, just move back then a sec. Is this genuine communication? Are you trying to talk to me? I know it takes a lot of energy. There's absolutely no doubt. 1 second, I'll join you in a sec. Come forward. Thank you. So the little box on the floor is simply a dictaphone. That doesn't give out a signal, it simply records. If I'm really talking to spirit, it's fantastic what you're doing. Could you turn that green light, use all your energy to turn it to red for me? Just once, please. Come forward. Come on, my name's Andy. I haven't travelled far. I've travelled a fair way and I've walked a fair distance. Come forward and talk to me. I know what you're doing is fantastic. Touch that lot. Make it really definite. If you could do that, could you do that? Come on, because I'm wanting to make a non-spooky feature before it gets really dark and I lose my bottle. Come on, come forward. Right. So there's K2 on the floor there, and away so you can't hear it is the noisy spirit box. I've got it on really low without a speaker so it doesn't get too annoying. Right, so that you can talk through that. Leave me a message, please. Or, which you have been doing so well, you could show yourself via the lights. Could you do that again? Pile 4 audio, spirit box, Roche Abbey. Right, I'm just going to have a bit of a wander with my little man bag. If you talk to me through them little gadgets. I once left a piece of kit down here about 11 o'clock at night and had to come all the way back and run through the woods, which were quite unnerving. In fact, I left it up here near the waterfall. So yeah, it's alright saying it's not a spooky place, but obviously when you're on your own and it is pitch black, it can become a bit spooky. But look at that for a view, perfect. So, going back on what I originally said about a non-spooky feature, but having said that, even it's obviously getting dark, but you can still hear wildlife, and it's still, you know, non-threatening really. I've never really felt threatened down here. It's just, obviously it's a place of worship, so it would be a tranquil place anyway, so I don't know if there's any demonic monks running about. So tonight I've come purely for evidence, and I'm hoping the K2 was evidence. I've yet to listen to the audio, but obviously I'll put that in the feature if there is any audio. So yeah, it's just a lovely place. We'll spin around. I'm going to walk you up to the waterfall. Whoops. See, the actual spooky part for me is walking back through the woods away from the Abbey, rather than the Abbey grounds itself, because it's just not imposing at all, it's just peaceful. You can probably hear I'm getting closer to the waterfall. So going back to the piece of equipment that I left, the piece of equipment in question when I left it was up a very, very long path in a very, very dark wood, which I'm not going to go through tonight. Somebody here. But I think the earthbound spirits, that'll switch off because they might think I'm a loony. Alright, that was quite an interesting, I didn't film them obviously, that was quite an interesting little meeting. The earthbound spirits, he's got a paranormal channel of his own, so hopefully I might be doing something with him. He's from Sheffield. He had a big, scary looking dog, but it was alright, it turned out to be alright then. That turned out better than I thought, because you think, you know, when people, oh, you're a ghost hunter, so that worked out quite well. Right, so he was just telling me, the gentleman was just telling me about a story, and I've heard the same story from a different source, that on the dip of the road where I'm going to show you as I leave, in fact I'll drive down, a number of people have witnessed a monk or a hooded figure walking across the road, so I might have a drive down there in a bit. Right, I'm just going to make my way back to the gatehouse and perhaps do a spirit box session in there. But I'm also going to try and park in the dip of the road where the monk's been spotted on more than one occasion, because I've heard that story off a couple of sources now, that there's actually in the dip of the road, like I say, a sighting. And I was also parked on there previously and actually got an EVP. I'll try and dig it out and include it in this feature. It called me by name. Yes, and like I say, I'm going to set up in the gatehouse one final time, and then we'll see if we get anything in the dip. Right, final gatehouse session. Although we've got some fantastic K2 in the grounds. Right, let's get set up. Right, that's a bit disappointing. So, for some reason that's drained. So, right, could you come forward please and make contact again if you did before on the ground? Touch the green light. I'll talk through the box. Excuse me rattling. Right, wait a minute. What I'm going to do, if I don't use the light doing this because it's so noisy, so it picks up on camera. Come talk to me. Have you got a message? Right, gatehouse, final session. Could you just come and touch the green light again for me, in front of me? It's against the wall. I don't wish to intrude, I've said it before, I'm not trying to be ghoulish. I'm just interested in evidence of survival. Could you come forward, please? Touch the green light. Did I speak to you earlier when you affected the green light? Was that you? I can't record any what we call audio now, so all I've got is the green light. Could you come forward and use everything, all your energy? Could you come forward and touch the green light one last time? And move back, because it seems to work better when I move back. Are you still here? Did you speak to me earlier? Please come forward. If you have spoken to me, thank you very much. I just wanted one last, little blip. If you move towards it and touch it, you can affect it. Have you got enough energy to do that? That's all it does. We've done it before. Build your energy up. Use mine. Right, so I'm just leaving the Abbey. I'm going to walk back up to the car and see if we can pick up anything on the road. As I say, I've heard that story on more than one occasion that a ghostly monk's been sighted, so we'll give it 5 minutes and see what we come up with. I'll catch up with you in a minute. Right, so we're just coming up to the road. In fact, I think the guys would turn right, which would mean the figure would be up here somewhere. So as of yet, no spooky figure. But it's just one of them chance encounters, I think. I don't think it'd matter if you sat in your car all night. It's just might be one of them, fleeting things that happens once in a blue moon. So it's not forced to happen every time you park up. If that makes sense. Right. So I'm going to head off home and try and put something together. So if you have enjoyed what you've seen, I tried to make it a bit different. I didn't want it to be, sorry, I'm out of breath. I didn't want it to be too spooky and too gory, and try and show you that it can be different. If you have enjoyed it, like or comment, tell people about it, because it's not a massive channel, but I enjoy what I do, and I hope you enjoy it too. So once again, thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one. Thank you very much. Bye.